All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're digging into a pretty big upgrade to the home appraisal process. This is a change that could make one of the most stressful parts of any real estate deal, well, a whole lot smoother. Let's get right into it.
I mean, think about it. What if the one part of the home buying journey that causes the most anxiety, waiting for that appraisal number to come in, suddenly became a lot more transparent? Well, that's the big promise behind the update we're exploring today.
Okay, Section 1. The language of appraisals. Before we can really get into all the new stuff, we first need to understand the system that's being upgraded. It's called the UAD.
So, what in the world is the UAD? It stands for the Uniform Appraisal Data Set. The easiest way to think about it is like a universal language for property values. It's a standardized report that's used in most mortgage deals, especially any that are backed by the big players like Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac.
Now, this system wasn't just created to add more paperwork, I promise. It was actually designed to solve some very real problems. The whole goal was to create one consistent format. Why? To reduce errors, improve clarity, and, ultimately make sure everyone involved, from the appraiser to the lender, is speaking the exact same language.
Section 2, the 4 key changes. So now that we're all on the same page about what the UAD is, let's look at what's actually new in its latest version, UAD 3.6.
There are 4 major updates you really need to know about, and each one is specifically designed to bring a lot more precision to the entire process.
So here they are, the big 4 updates. We've got expanded property data, standardized reporting, a more digital-friendly format, and an improved market analysis. Now let's break down what each of these really means for you.
First up, expanded property data. And trust me, this is a huge deal. Instead of an appraiser just kind of noting good condition, they now have to provide way more specifics. We're talking the age of the roof, details on that recent kitchen remodel. It forces a much deeper, more objective look at the property, and that leads to a much more accurate valuation.
Second, building right on top of all that new detail, we have standardized reporting. The new form is just more structured. Think of it less like a free-form essay and more like a fill-in-the-blanks test. This cuts down on confusion, and it means lenders can review reports faster, which could directly speed up your loan approval.
The third change is a much-needed tech upgrade, a digital-friendly format. This basically just means the report integrates seamlessly with modern software. The practical result for you? A more efficient process with fewer of those frustrating email chains and communication delays. Everything just works better together.
And the fourth and final update is an improved market analysis. Appraisers now have to give a much clearer picture of what's actually happening in the local market. And believe me, in a fast-moving or competitive area, that kind of hyper-local insight is absolutely critical for an accurate valuation.
Okay, Section 3, what it means for you. So, we've covered all the technical updates, but the big question, the one you're probably asking is, so what? How does any of this impact you in the real world?
Well, you can see right here how this update really creates a win-win-win. For homeowners, it means more transparency and fewer nasty surprises in that final report. For realtors, appraisals are going to better reflect what's actually happening in the market, which builds client confidence. And for lenders, that cleaner, structured format can speed up the entire approval process.
So let's move to our final section, the big takeaway. If we boil all of this down to one single central idea, it's this: building more confidence in that final valuation number. Ultimately, the whole point here is to bring more consistency, transparency, and accuracy to property valuations. See, this isn't about helping just one group. It's a fundamental shift designed to make that final number more reliable and trustworthy for every single person involved.
And that leaves us with one final thought. As this whole appraisal process gets smarter, more data-driven, and more standardized with updates just like this one, could we be seeing the very first step toward a totally new way of valuing property in the future? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining us for this explainer.